gold medal, does it change anything about Nigerian chess?
Well, yes and no. Yes, because the defeat inspired a lot of people in Nigeria to want to reach the peak because it became clear that it was possible. Before then, it was thought to be impossible. That how can a Nigerian,
Nigerian.
how can a black man, how can an African go to the world and compete against all the Kasparovs and co and pick a gold medal? It was most times we just go to participate. But that inspired people, and the idea was not that yes, they can go and they can win also against these top players. But I would say no also because unfortunately, due to the complications around the closing ceremony and everything, we were not properly recognized when we returned to Nigeria. And that meant that the momentum that could have been gained was unfortunately not gained. So from the government level and from the national level, we never really got off the ground. So
you have already even answered the question I wanted to answer. The appreciation. Because like I mentioned earlier, I saw the Indian boy who was just maybe under 20. He played at the World Cup, he did some other things, and even for the mere fact that he did not even win, but playing at the top level, maybe third position, he was welcomed by Modi, the president of India. That how come a Nigerian who had gone to win the gold medal was not given such a welcome? And also, can you explain, in your own view, what actually happened? Why you were denied the gold, why you couldn't get the gold before I finally asked you when you are presented the gold?
Well, I guess it's a lot of water under the bridge. The story has already been told. Due to complications around our travel and also issues with the fact that when we went for the World Chess Olympiad, there was a standoff between the ministry and the Chess Federation in terms of like approval. So all these things came together and unfortunately led to a station where I missed out on my medal being presented. And in terms of recognition, I would say it's not just chess. So many other achievements that Nigerians have made over the years, somehow they've not really been able to make it to the national level, or they've not been able to make it to the attention of the of those in charge. And I would hope that this is changing now, that we are now in an administration, civilian administration, and we're also in an administration where people recognize that these achievements are the things that help in developing society. Because when you recognize those who have put Nigeria on the map, it inspires others to do more. And when others do more, then you see that your country as a whole grows even faster and better because people are now more dedicated towards the country. It's always this question of people say America, people love America so much. The reason they say they love America so much is because the country makes it clear that when you do anything for America, you are recognized. So I would say that with time, when people understand and believe that Nigeria as a country recognizes them and appreciates them, then they will want to give more to the country. So with time, things will change.
How are you feeling at that time when you haven't got received?
Well, it was a tough period for me, but eventually, what I realized was that even though in Nigeria it was not recognized, around the world it had been documented. So anytime I traveled, people would be like, "Oh, you are the gold medalist, you are the gold medalist." So
that gives you a little bit of relief.
Yes, and at the end of the day, it's just one of those things. And to God be the glory. Eventually, I was presented with a medal.
That's my next question. In 2022, the president of FIDE, Atadi, he came to Nigeria and they presented you with the medal. How do you feel there?
It was incredible. It was fantastic, and not just that he presented me with the medal, he actually went back to Elista and went to the museum of Elista and told them to make an exact replica of the medal from 1998. So what I received is the same medal I would have received in 1998.
That's very cool.
Like I say, if Muhammad will not come to the mountain. So in this case, you can imagine Russia came to Nigeria.
When I saw the news, I was like, wow, this is very, very cool. I know even myself, I couldn't talk about it there because I believe, it involved some other people and all this here and there, and a lot of rumor also attached to the situation. But thank God you actually won it. I was very happy for you. Now because of our time, you play in Koja in
Abuja.
Yes. All African League.
Yes.
What was your experience, and how can you compare the event with other African events?
Koja was incredible. It was
Mm.
actually incredible, and I'm happy to say that I think I contributed towards
Mm-hmm.
Nigeria's victory
Okay.
because
Wow, you need to tell the people.
myself and my colleague,
Okay.
we won. My colleagues, two or three of us, we won gold medals,
Wow.
and chess was one of the last events to finish.
Mm.
So our medals were decisive in
Yeah, I know they were.
the
They
table,
focus, yes.
because we're looking at the table,
Mm.
and those medals were among the last medals that pushed Nigeria to win the
Event.
Africa game. So I would say that that was really fantastic to have been
Wow.
of service. But the preparation was fantastic. I mean, that was where we had Team Nigeria. We traveled on training tours, all the different sports for chess, together with cycling, volleyball, badminton. We went to Germany. We were in Schuberding, just close to Stuttgart, and we trained. And I would say the training that we went for all the different sports, different locations around the world, when we came back, it showed, because the performance of Team Nigeria and Koja was fantastic. All Africa Games is coming up in March in Ghana, and I hope Nigeria will be able to perform. Unfortunately, over the years, Team Nigeria, the concept of Team Nigeria as an independent entity disappeared, and we're back with the ministry. The ministry, of course, is doing its best to prepare the team for the All Africa Games together with the NOC. Um, I wish Nigeria the best.
Okay. Now, I wouldn't want to miss this particular question I want to ask you. I watched you in those days with the likes of Fola, Dakwadu, Dashe, Abdurrahman, a lot of them, I can't remember their name. How are they doing right now? How is that change? Because I've not been seeing a lot of them.
Well, a lot of people have focused on other things. They still play every once in a while. Uh, Rama Augusto still plays every once in a while. Fola Akintola has given up. Well, not he doesn't really play.
It's not active.
He's not active at all.
Okay.
Takwadu is still very
Yes,
active. He won a tournament recently. He's between the US and Nigeria. He won a tournament in Lagos recently. Sorry, he was in the prize positions. I think he was third or second or third. I'm not sure.
Okay.
So that's how he's organized. He's involved in organizing tournaments. He organizes regularly.
Yeah. What about Bios? What be?
Well, Little came into the.
Yeah, okay.
He joined a little bit
Right,
afterwards,
yeah,
but yes, he's out of the country right now. But he's also still involved on and off. He took a break, but he's back. So we've all moved on and allowed the new guy to take over. But because I'm more involved maybe in blitz and administration, but not so much in terms of playing regularly.
Wow. Now let's look at Africa chess. We have almost 15 grandmasters in Africa, and we are yet to produce one in West Africa. What is the cause?
Well, the requirements, I would say, and the requirements, because it's something that requires participation in international competitions. To become a grandmaster, you must play against other people who have very high titles, and those people that have high titles and high ratings, majority of them are concentrated in Europe. So the only way is either if we get a couple of players and sponsor them to play the European tour, and then eventually they can be able to achieve the title, or we find a way to import all those foreigners. It's similar to tennis. If you look at the ATP rankings, we don't really have a lot of Nigerians in the top rankings. Maybe we had to look at this one many years ago who did well at Wimbledon. And that's because to gain ranking points, you have to play against players who have higher ranking points. And unfortunately, we don't have them in Nigeria, and across Africa, we don't really have that many. So it's the same issue. To gain ranking points, you must play against the best and the top players. You can only reach a particular limit when you are within your own strength of players.
So there are limitations there. Okay, let's look at China. China is doing very well. Somehow they have almost like 3 million chess players and like 300,000 registered chess players with China Chess Federation.
India is another example.
Yes, I know about India. I watched them, the Indian, the Chinese, the Japanese, and the Americans also have a lot of activities for kids, because I follow them a lot. I see their program for kids in chess. They bring them higher in chess. What do you think is motivating China?
Well, China, in my opinion, is on a quest to solidify its projection as the next world So for me, I would say each country has um, its own plan or its own project.
Okay.
In the good old days, the Soviet Union had a lot of activities in chess, and that was because they looked at it that people that play chess are able to think logically, and then they needed a lot of people to create solutions for them.
Problems.
Solutions. They needed people to be able to solve problems. They needed people to be able to make them the dominant force. The old Soviet Union. So likewise, I would say China is projected to be the next world power. So it would make sense that they want their general population to be, on average, calculating, to be able to make the right decisions. So it makes sense that they want them to be involved in games like chess. India with a very large population. You can see India is becoming a technological superpower.
Yes,
India
I
has
see.
sent a probe to space, to the
Yes.
moon. So India also is realizing that through chess they're able to make their population, I won't say smarter, they're able to make their population better thinkers. And when your population thinks better, then you have general population, societal development.
Wow.
So I would say that these countries have recognized that chess is one of the tools that can help in societal growth, that can help in general development. If you want to move forward as a society, you need to have a mass of people that are able to make better.
Like people know, I'm a photographer and I follow a lot of events. I cover a lot of chairs also. I have some picture here that I want to show. I just discovered
Wow.
them and just like, I hope people can see at home. You can see this picture. That's Odion for you. Look at the picture.
Wow.
Okay, that's me. You don't. Okay, this particular one. I hope people can turn it upside down. What year was that year?
This is an MBL trophy.
Yes, NBA.
Wow.
Look at the two.
So many years ago. Wow.
So like I found them in some of our collection. I just like, okay, I'll keep you. I forgot yesterday. I don't know what I was just looking for. Just come across. And I'm going yesterday. Okay, it's better for me to just take it.
This would have been the late 90s.
Yes, it's 90.
96.
I think you won the national. Something. Two consecutive
Yes,
years.
96 and 97.
96 and that was 96 and 97. So who is this man? Is it the NBA?
I can't even
don't even
recall
know
right now.
because you asked me yesterday who is this person that was the same person that was giving it to you. So I kept it. So I said, okay, today I'll show it to you. I mean, this one was just the one we took at the photo exhibition at Alliance Française. That was my photo exhibition, the World Cup, the Street World Cup. So
memories.
Yeah, memories. So viewers at home, thank you very much. It's my pleasure to have him, and he has discussed a lot of things. I believe you've learned one thing or the other. And like I said, one thing that you need to do is just like go on our YouTube page, our TV Origa, watch, subscribe, and also share with other people. Thank you very much as we join us another time. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Wow. Wow, that's good.
Wow.